So here we are, day 3 as Shut-NATO rolls on. Yesterday we showed you mainstream media, the bias with Matt Lauer and Bob Schieffer happily carrying water for President O. Today, check out the circus over at MSNBC. First clown, Special Ed Schultz blaming Fox News for the glitches in Obamacare.
Oh my God.
There are no glitches. There are no glitches. If you opened up a restaurant and you couldn't feed anybody because there were too many people that got in early and you just couldn't handle the line, do you think the manager of the restaurant is going to go back and chew out the staff because the response was overwhelming? I think they'd probably call that a good night at the office. But of course, Fox News and the Republicans, they call that a glitch.
No, Eddie, Fox News didn't make it up. Your man himself, Barack Obama, claimed there were glitches. We report, you decide.
There are going to be some glitches in the sign-up process. Just a couple of weeks ago, Apple rolled out a new mobile operating system. And within days, they found a glitch, so they fixed it.
Go ahead, Greg. Have at it.
Well, I love Ed Schultz. He's a human glitch. His metaphor is off. It's not a restaurant with too many diners. It's a restaurant that forgot to hire the waiters, forgot to buy the food, and forgot to unlock the doors. There are states that did not actually sign. Nobody signed up. By the way, a glitch. Try to explain to people when your premiums for almost all young people go up. That's not a glitch. It rhymes with it, but it's not a glitch.
Ooh. Start with a B?
I wouldn't know.
That was edgy. That was edgy. Well, but he just looks ridiculous. It's as if he has not prepared at all. He didn't watch any of the news. He didn't listen to, the one that he worships and pay attention.
Or watch their own network.
Well, I don't blame him for not watching. He should watch here and then actually see what the real news is. So he would do better with his audience. But basically, this is the buffoonery. It's buffoonery because he's making a point that is totally untrue and false. That's the president saying there's glitches. Guess what? Because there are. It doesn't work. We at least knew that. We tried to warn people, and now they don't care. They're going to push ahead.
Robert?
Well, this is a glitch in and of itself. But the thing. Well, you're a glitch sometimes, but that's all right. Look, this is a huge national rollout. Of course there's going to be some glitches. There were glitches when they brought out Social Security, when they brought out Medicare. What's the big deal? I mean, we keep, the difference is that you talk about glitches, either you say, there's a reason why you shouldn't have this Affordable Care Act.
Can you stay on topic? The topic was Ed Schultz saying there were no glitches when President Obama himself said, there are glitches.
There are glitches.
It's the media. It's the media carrying the liberal and mainstream media carrying the water for President Obama.
I don't want to stay on that topic.
Okay, Andy, do you care to stay on this?
Bob's point is a better one than what Ed Schultz was making. Your point is a better one to defend President Obama and Obamacare and the rollout, which, yeah, I agree. There was going to be some problems. They've got a lot of problems. I don't know how quickly they'll be able to solve them and if people will just get frustrated. The bigger problem is the sticker shock that people are finding. So there's going to be upsides for some people with Obamacare. Yes, some people who didn't have insurance, they can go on. Maybe there are miracles of miracles. There will be people who said, oh, my gosh, my premiums went down. That's actually not what's happening in most of America. 70% increases, 83% increase, 292% increase. And that kind of sticker shock is what is leading people to be more frustrated with the glitches. They just think that the whole thing is bad.
Speaking of miracles, it's a miracle this man is on TV. For their next act, backup clown Martin Bashir preemptively blaming Republicans for playing the race card before they even play a race card. Martin Bashir, the dog whistle, blowing loud and clear.
How long will it be before the president is accused of being an angry black man because he said he is exasperated?
Well, I won't be making that accusation.
You won't be. That's why you're on this broadcast. It's not going to be long, though, is it? It's not going to be long, is it?
All right.
Who was that?
That's McKay Coppins with Martin Bashir.
Can I just say that Martin Bashir gives racists a bad name because he is a racist. He's what you call a secret racist, and that he can't help but project his own inherent racism on other people. And it's embarrassing for him because I think he's engaged in false consciousness. He's not aware of how racist he really is, and he really needs, I guess, a racist intervention. Somebody tell him, hey, Martin, you're a bigot.
Yeah, he peaked with the
just
Michael
did.
Jackson stuff. Bob, you can't defend that.
Oh my
I
God.
don't defend that at all. I mean, I don't think it's ever going to get to the point of him being angry anything. I mean, I think he's angry with the way opponents have dealt with it. But I mean, I think bringing the black in is ridiculous. I do think that the points here that have been made against Obamacare by the Republicans and by you and by a lot of other people on the right have sunk in with the American people. They don't have a clue what's going on with the Affordable Care Act. Witness our on the street interview yesterday when you said, do you like which better, the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare? Affordable Care Act, Affordable Care Act.
Kimmel.
And I continue to say, and I want to, maybe I'll pay for this myself. You put Affordable Care Act on a poll, and it will be overwhelmingly positive.
Okay, well, Kimberly, what about the left media, MSNBC, carrying water for the president?
I just think it's sad. I mean, it's silly. I mean, it demeans them, to be honest with you. I think I would be embarrassed to sit there and say the type of things that they're saying. I mean, how bad are they desperate to get ratings and be provocative? And it just makes them look
Well, they're not
foolish.
desperate for ratings because they aren't getting them. So.
Well, they're trying.
What about it, Dana?
Failing.
When you're a liberal and you're watching this stuff, do you buy into that? I mean, it's so blatant.
I think that there is a segment of the left that is just they're very organized. I've been the recipient of many of their lovely tweets over this past week over something of saying that I was so insensitive because when we brought up the 150 languages thing the other day, they're very organized. They don't have their facts straight. And that is where the difference is. I think that's where I was mentioning yesterday, the mainstream media reports, if you look at reports of supporting President Obama, it's not in line with what Americans are actually seeing or reporting that they think about Obamacare.
We're not laughing.
What is that?
Bill O'Reilly.
It's a little O'Reilly.
Look at that. Oh, there's
There's Megan with a little sign.
Finally, I'm tall.
I was like,
You look big next
I've
to
had the
her.
worst
That's
show.
great.
I don't even know what people.
There's Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
I didn't know that.
10 p.m.
Boy.
All right. Can we go?
Wait, can I make one more point?
That was so
Where
weird.
are all the celebrities that were busy pushing Obamacare? To them, it really is. Obamacare to them is like a motion picture. They promote it, but they never go and see it themselves.
Can I just make one point?
And their charities.
The organized left that Dana talks about is right, and it is the equivalent of the Tea Party on the right. They control they throw a lot of pressure at a lot of people. Most liberals, most people on the left do not agree that there's a race card being played or anything else.
They're so whiny and they cry wolf all the time.
A segment
yeah,
of
they
the
are.
liberal
And they want to
community.
beat up Dana and Greg because they made a joke.
You don't think the Tea
Bob,
Party whiny?
They don't have a sense of humor. They take themselves so seriously.
You haven't been to a
They're
Tea Party meeting?
offended
That's a
because
fun place.
Greg
Have you?
hold on.
Yes.
Greg made a joke about Klingon
They've been
having
fun.
a language, and now it's like, oh, everything is the end of the world. We're the worst.
80 representatives in Congress were elected because of the Tea Party. 80, Bob.
80 because of the Tea Party?
And by the way,
In 2010.
wait for the reckoning after this with the seats that the Democrats have to defend. The RNC smart,
yeah.
they're going to be running ads, and I think like Louisiana.
Say,
Democrats have had their best fundraising week in history this week.
But
I mean, we
go over
have
to
to
Louisiana.
we all have to face some facts.
Run some ads in
We gotta
Louisiana.
go.
No one signed up.
Order
for it.
says let's roll, dude. So we're
There.
going to roll straight ahead.